Chapter 7.3 Multiplication of Polynomials. Okay, let's try with using example 1. Here is negative 2x is multiplied by a trinomial, which is a polynomial. This means we will multiply each term inside this parenthesis by negative 2x. So negative 2x multiplied by each one of this. So when we write it, it looks like this. So negative 2x, this is multiplied by x squared, the first term inside the parenthesis, and also minus, put the minus sign here because this is minus 4x, so let's multiply this 4x by negative 2x. So minus, put the minus sign, which is this guy. The negative 2x is multiplied by 4x. We have another minus, so put minus sign, and negative 2x is multiplied by 3. And then simplify each term. So this is equal to negative 2 times x to the, okay, x times x squared. Okay, x times x squared means add 1 and 2. So that will be 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, let me write one more time. 1 plus 2, right? Okay, for the second term, negative times negative is positive. So make it plus. 2 times 4 is 2 times 4 is 8, and x times x is 2. Okay, x times x is 2, so actually we will add the exponents 1 plus 1. And for the last term, negative times negative is positive, so make it plus. 2 times 3 is 6x. So finally this will be negative 2x to the exponent is 3. 8 times x, 1 plus 1 is squared, plus 6x. Okay, in this case, well, you can skip the first step because when we multiply two factors, so two factors, negative 2x and x squared, you can use mental math. So for example, okay, here is negative 2x, multiply negative 2x and x squared. Then there will be easily what? Negative 2x, 1 plus 2 is 3. So you can write a negative 2x squared. For the second term is actually negative 2x times negative 4x. Then once you multiply these two, it will be positive. 2 times 4 is 8. X times x is x squared. So you can write it as 8x squared. And for the last one, negative 2x times negative 3. Then that will be positive 6x. So you may use mental math so that you can skip all unnecessary steps and write the answer right away. Okay, let's try example 2. Okay, this is example B in example 1. Okay, in this case, we are multiplying binomial 5x plus 4 by a monomial negative 2x. So multiply each 5x and 4 by negative 2x. So let me write those two terms, two factors. So negative 5 is multiplied by negative 2x plus 4 is multiplied by negative 2x. Then let's use mental math. So for the first term, multiply 5 and negative 2, then the result is negative 10 x times x. X times x is x squared. Okay, for the second term, negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. So make it minus 8x stays. So this is the result. Okay, let's try letter C. Okay, letter C is x cubed is multiplied by a trinomial. So we will do the same thing. So multiply this x cubed by each term inside the parenthesis. So that will be equal to x cubed is multiplied by 2x squared minus x cubed is multiplied by x squared plus x squared is multiplied by 2. Then simplify each term. So 2 times x, okay, the exponents are 3 and 2. So we add these two numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. So 2x to the 5th power minus, write down the number first, then x cubed times x is x to the 4th power because 3 plus 1 is 4. And then finally plus 2x squared. Okay, in this example, this is a product of trinomial. There are 3 terms and multiplied by binomial, 2 terms. So in this case, we will multiply each term in one polynomial by each term in the other polynomial. So let's multiply 2b and 3 by the first term in the trinomial, 2b cubed first. And then multiply 2b and 3 by negative b. Finally, multiply 2b and 3 by the last term, 1. Okay, so let's write this expression. So 2b cubed is multiplied by 2b, then plus 2b cubed is multiplied by 3, and then let's use this negative b. The plus negative b is multiplied by 2b plus negative b is multiplied by 3. Okay, for the last one, let's multiply. Okay, plus 1 times 2b is still same, plus 1 times 3. And then simplify each term. Okay, for the first term, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4. B cubed times b is b to the 4th power. Plus 2 times 3 is 6. B cubed plus, okay, this third term is, actually it's not a plus, it's a minus, right? Minus. So negative 2, so minus 2, b times b is b squared. For this one, negative b times 3 is negative, so negative 3b, and the second term from the last is plus 2b, and the last term is 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, and then combine the like terms. Okay, we have b to the 4th power term only 1, so write it down, and cube term is there's only 1, so write it down. Square term is there's only 1, but we have 2 terms of b terms, so negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, so negative b plus 3. Okay, for this example 3, we'll do the same thing. So let's multiply 3a negative 2 by 4a cubed. So let me write it here first. So this will be 4a cubed multiplied by 3a minus 4a cubed multiplied by 2. Okay, we already take this negative out, so just multiply by 2. Okay, and then also multiply this 3a and negative 2 by negative 5a. Negative 5a. Okay, so let me write it below this. So that is negative 5a is multiplied by 3a, and then minus negative 5a is multiplied by 2. Okay, let's make this a plus. And then finally, multiply 3a and negative 2 by minus 2, negative 2. So multiply like this and like this. So plus negative 2 multiplied by 3a minus negative 2 multiplied by 2. So this is simplify each term. So 4 times 3 is 12. A cubed times a is 3 plus 1 is 4. So a to the 4th power minus 4 times 2 is 8. A cubed. For the second line, negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. So minus 15. A times a is a squared. And for the other one, negative minus. Okay, minus and minus. Negative times negative is positive. So 5 times 2 is 10. So make it 10a. And for this, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6a. For the last term, Negative times negative is positive, so plus 4. And then combine the like terms. So 12a to the 4th power, 8a cubed minus 15a squared. We have two terms of like terms, a terms. So 10 minus 6 is plus 4a plus 4. Okay, when we do this, you can use mental math actually. You can remove, you don't have to do the first step. Just multiply directly. So 4a cubed times 3a. You can just try this. Okay, for this exercise 4, this is a product of two binomials. So let's multiply. We'll do the same thing. 3x and negative 2 by 4x. Also multiply 3x minus 2 by negative 3. So that will be 4x is multiplied by 3x. And then minus, let's use this minus sign. 4x is multiplied by 2. And then minus, okay, plus. Negative 3 is multiplied by 3x. Then minus. Negative 3 is multiplied by 2. The factor each term. So 3 times 4 is 12. X times x squared. Minus 4 times 2 is 8x. For the third term, negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 3x. The last term, the sign is negative times negative is positive, so plus 2 times 3 is 6. And we have a like term here, so add these like terms. 12x squared minus 11x plus 6. Oops, sorry, there's a mistake. Negative 3 times negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3, positive 3 is 9. So it's got to be minus 9. So there's minus 9x. And then combine these two, then there will be negative 8 minus 9 is negative 17. Okay, example 5 is similar. Just multiply binomial by another binomial. So do the same thing. There are two terms in each parenthesis. So multiply x and 4y by 3x. Also multiply x and 4y by negative 2y. Okay, you may use mental math for multiplying two terms, or you can write the terms on next step. So 3x is multiplied by x. Okay, plus 3x is multiplied 4y, and then plus negative 2y. This time multiply x and 4y by negative 2y. So negative 2y times x plus negative 2y times 4y. And then simplify each term. Okay, that is 3 times x is x squared plus 3 times 4 is 12xy. The third term is negative 2x times y times x. So let's change x and y. So you can write a negative 2xy. The last term is negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. So minus 8, y times y is y squared. We have a like term, xy terms. So combine these two. So 3x squared. 12 minus 2 is 10. So plus 10xy minus 8y squared. Okay, there is special cases. Okay, in this case, there are two terms. The binomial is multiplied twice, but this binomial has a and b, but they are a plus b and a minus b. So for example, okay, let me write it this. So this binomial is a plus b, and the other binomial contains same term a and b, but they are a minus b. Then the result is square the first term, which is a squared, minus, always this is minus, and square the second term, which is b squared. So let's prove this. Use the FOIL method. FOIL method means multiply each term by each term. So let's multiply the first terms. a squared, and multiply the outer terms a times minus a times b plus the inner terms b and a, multiply the last terms minus b times b. Then this will be a squared minus ab plus b times a can be written as a times b minus b times b squared. When you combine these two like terms, a, b are the like terms, they cancel out, so the leftover is the rest is a squared minus b squared. Okay, so actually this is the sum, this is the difference of square the first term and the squaring the last term. So a squared minus b squared. The terms in the middle cancel out. So it's really simple. There are two terms a and b, but these two binomials are multiplied together. So one is a plus b, the other one is a minus b. A plus b times a minus b. Then the result is square the first term minus square the last term. A squared minus b squared. So let's do some example related to this special case. Right, here is a product of binomial and binomial. Okay, two terms are exactly the same. One is 2x and the other one is 3. 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3. Same term. So the result will be multiply square the first term minus, this is always minus, not the plus, minus square the second term. Then that will be 2 times 2. Okay, 2x is multiplied twice, so 2 times 2 is 4. X squared minus 3 times 3 is 9. So this is the result. Okay, let's try another example. Example 7. For this example 7, we need to, okay, it is much better if we know property, the square of binomial property. Okay, this is the square of a binomial. So a plus b is a binomial, and I'm going to multiply this twice. So a plus b squared means this is multiplied twice. So using a FOIL method, if we use a FOIL method, then it will be a squared plus ab plus another ab plus the last one is b squared. So it will be a squared. When you combine these two, that is 2ab plus b squared. This takes time, so we will just use the formula, which is can multiply the first term squares twice. So it will be a squared plus multiply the exponents and the first term and the second term, which is 2ab. So 2 times a times b, and finally square the last term. So when you square this binomial, you will have 3 terms. One is a cubed, the last one is b cubed, the second term is 2ab. Just multiply the exponent to the first term a and the last term b. So 2ab. And then if we have a minus b squared, then only the second term, the sign of the second term changes. It will be minus. So this is a squared minus 2ab. Multiply all these 3. So exponent 2 and the first term and the second term. So minus 2ab plus b squared. So if this minus, the second term is minus. If this is plus, then the second term is plus. So using this formula, let's do some examples. Okay, in this example 7, this is a square of a binomial. So the first term is 4c. Okay, let me use red. Okay, the first term is 4c, the last term is 5d. So based on the formula, there will be the first term squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So in this case, the first term is 4c. So the first term is squared plus 2ab, 2 times the first term and the second term, which is 5d. And then finally, the second term squared. So a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And then simplify each term. So 4c is squared, so 4 times 4 is 16c squared plus 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40 cd plus 5 squared is 25 and d squared. Okay, let's try another example. This is a problem 7. Okay, problem 7 is 3x plus 2y squared. So it is much better to memorize this formula. Okay, okay, this is binomial, so 3x is the first term and 2y is the second term. So when we multiply this, okay, a squared, so first term squared plus 2ab, 2 times the first term, the second term, plus b squared, 2y squared. And then simplify each term. So 3 times 3 is 9x squared plus 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8 xy. The last term is 2 squared is 4 and y squared. Okay, this binomial is a subtraction, 3x minus 2. Then we will use the same property. So 3x, not this one. Okay, a minus b squared, that is equal to a squared minus 2ab, because this is minus, and then the third term is b squared. So in this case, 3x will be the first term, which is 3x squared minus, because this is minus, so minus 2ab plus b squared. Sorry for the advertisement. Alright, then this is now simplify each term. So 3 squared is 9 x squared minus 2 times 3 6, 6 times 2 12, x plus 2 squared is 4. So that's it. Okay, example 9 is an application problem. Okay, area of a circle is, the formula is pi r squared. R is the radius, length of the radius. So the radius is given, which is x minus 4. Then the area of a circle will be pi times pi r squared. So replace this r with the expression x minus 4. So pi x minus 4 squared. And then we can just simplify this. So pi times x minus 4 squared, using a formula, it will be the first term squared minus 2ab, 2 times x times 4 plus b squared, 4 squared. Then this will be pi times x squared, 2 times 4 is 8, so minus 8x plus 16. And then distribute this trinomial by, so multiply each term in the trinomial by pi. So pi x squared minus pi 8x plus pi 16. Or you can write, pi first, number first and then pi. So there will be pi x squared minus 8 pi x, finally plus 16 pi. So since this is area, you can write the unit feet squared, square feet. Okay. And number 10 is the area of a square. So area of a square is, the square means each side. There are 4 sides, and each side, their sides are equal. So area of square is length times the width, and the length and the width are the same. So let's say s is length of one side, so it will be s squared. And the side of the expression for each side is given, which is 3x plus 5. So area is s squared, then replace this side length with 3x plus 5, 3x plus 5. And then simplify this. So this is equal to a squared. So 3x squared plus 2ab, 2 times the first term and the last term, plus square the last term, and then simplify. So 3x squared is 9x squared. Okay, 3 squared is 9x squared, plus 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30x, plus 5 squared is 25. Square feet. Also the units is square feet.